I want to start off with kind of just asking about the tone of this show versus the tone of Power and kind of how they compare.
Right. I think, well, the pacing is very similar, so it doesn't lose the energy or the thing that people were attracted to about Power, the pacing of the scenes as they move through. I think the difference is the two worlds that Tariq are torn between, the university and the street. It's kind of like the same similar arc for Ghost, like him being torn in between the drug world and doing things the legit way and live with Angela. So it's similar to those, right? But then the rest of it is very different. Like the new characters that blossom is exciting. I think that I know there's a huge demographic of people that are going to be reached through them. I kind of feel like there's a possibility for us to go up in viewership, with Mary and these new people coming on to the show.
Definitely. Do you feel like maybe a younger group even would be able to watch this one and maybe relate to it even more than Power?
They'll see themselves in the characters. When you see him having to go to the university, he has to study to get his inheritance and stuff like that. So it's a different motivation, but it's the world that they would be in going to school at that point. Mm-hmm. So, like that didn't live in the show until now. So it's a different demo that I think will get with it because it shows them pieces of their lives at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like people who didn't watch Power can watch this and still like jump into the action?
I think so. Overall, knowing like, okay, his father passed and this and that, and you could just look from there. You could just start the show from episode 1, but there'll be a point where you need to just go back so you can understand why the hype is.
Mm-hmm. Totally. I would assume that people would have watched both, but obviously your character did not survive in Power. Was it kind of a relief for you this time to just be behind the scenes, or are you now like, oh, I wish I was out there too?
Well, no, I felt a lot less pressure on me. I don't have to remember any lines, It changed because there was a point where I died at in the show that Ghost died. Mm-hmm. We went and did who shot Ghost was the theme following that, but then we moved it further back and I died in that slot because it just was the right thing. Like something big had to happen and it was unexpected for me to die off my own show. Yeah. So it was like, why would you do that? Like, and I was like, because you didn't expect me to do that. That's what, and it's really Courtney behind the scenes is a writer. She come up with things, and then I'm afraid to change it half the time because it is good. And then I look and I'll ask for something for me for motivation. Maybe like there's a point. It's only one time that there was one point where I had to kill an old lady in the house, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't know nobody that would do this. Like, why would you do this? Like, I couldn't find a place to fit it. And I was like, okay, can I be on drugs? Like, can I be high and be going through the trauma of what I just been burnt and all of this extra stuff? And this is why I'm doing this. And then she gave me that. So we was fine.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. My last question. Do you feel like maybe we'll hear some of your music in the show?
Yeah, like that. I did some things for, even for Raising Canaan, the spin that's coming in, and then I been writing some material to put out. I'll just release pieces. There's some of it not in the show for like a new title sequence, because the audience would like that. Haven't had anything consistently like they didn't change the theme song to Sanford and Son, so right. No reason to change the theme song. That, and then we can add cool pieces of music into the show. That, like the thing is to have it be up to standard. So if they're filling a hole, like because the last place that they spend the money in the budget is for the music and production.
Right.
I won't allow them to put like a filler, something there, and I'm like, who is that? Nobody knows who that is, and nobody will buy that on iTunes right now. So that should not be in my TV show. So I have extra stuff running around, things that I can place or put into those moments.